Salve, and this is PTSD Manga, and this is Tokyo Demon Bride story, and you can see that is the main character, Manaka Doji of Shuten Muro Haranokami, basically. And that is the guy that looks like Levi from Attack on Titan a bit. And you can see some of these characters we've already seen. But this is a new manga. I think it's going to go about 30 to 50 chapters. Maybe it'll go over 100. So this is chapter 1. And this is the one I'm really holding out hope for. I want to see what happens. She looks like a feline type cat. This guy reminds me of a lot of guys. Like this guy on the top right is like something from Thundercats. These are his two sisters, but they're not by marriage. I think the guy with the red skull, I think that might be the sumo guy that we've already seen. So this is the one that's basically his younger, or the second sister. That's the older sister. The older sister is Matsuri. The younger one is Tsumugi, or something like that. And one of these is the Kawanapa Keroru, or Kappa, I think. Keroru Midorikawa, or whatever. So anyways, I like this color picture, and this is Makawa. It's Tokyo Demon Prime in the story, but maybe it's Oni, because she's like an Oni, and you can see she has like the little things. So this has a lot of elements of, you know, rom-com, gag, action, occult, yokai, and she can't swim, so it's like One Piece. This reminds me most of like Bone Collector or Phantom Seer, or mixed with MoriKing elements from mangas that's gone. But the manga Parasite, if you know Parasite, but Ghost Reaper Girl, this reminds me a lot of Ghost Reaper Girl in a way. And here you can see we have like the little precious moment where she has like her little feet. She looks like a Storier in this back from Attack on Titan. But look, you see there's like the devil on the tree. So basically they meet when they're young, and he promises to marry. She shows up, and he's attacked by basically the Kappa demon, and she saves him basically. But he saves her from drowning twice. First, when she's at this age, and then the more recent one. But what I like is how he talks about her vomiting in the throat and like his mouth and everything like that. And there's a nice little thing. They kind of drew the feet and everything. So that's basically chapter 1. And then there's a contract, the cohabitation. So they're basically married, and if they break the contract, they both turn into frogs for 90 days. But it's got to go a year. I don't think this is going to go a year, but hey, hopefully it goes a while. So this is chapter 2. The first chapter was the Demon Bride appears. Chapter 2 is Manaka in love. And here you can see she's spying on him from the ceiling. He's thinking about his simple life and everything. But we know if this was the real world, he would have been probably flapping it a bit, and she would have been watching him, and he would have been thinking of her, because that's what real guys would do. So yeah, this is chapter 2, and basically she goes to work with him. They meet somebody who he works for, and she's like in a wheelchair. He is SirJinta Hanafuda, and basically we meet Miss Yoshihashi, who's in a wheelchair, and he's working at the diner, and this thing had stolen like her bag. It's like it was a relic. It was like, you know, an expensive bag. It was vintage, so it was worth money. So it's like this thief, and the thief's running away. But what she does is, even when she turns the people into like a thing, she has a phantom sword. She usually kicks them in the butt and makes them promise to be good. So basically this is a chapter. They go through some stuff, they're chasing the thief, and then it leads into chapter 3, a happy conclusion. And we basically get something out of like Promised Neverland, and this is basically what it's like in her family. So she is the demon princess. So I'm thinking that maybe she maybe it's possible that like she fled like an arranged marriage or something like that, and she wanted to marry him. So because that's like something out of that you would expect from that. So yeah, basically they got the thief. She turned him into like a half like fly type of thing by accident when she was trying to do concrete, and he, you know, changed the back, promises to be good, all that kind of thing. So then that brings us into chapter 4, and it's Work Froggy, and we can see that basically Keroru is now, she's working in a factory. She's on some hard times. She got kicked out on the street because she had to run and get beat up and everything. And here we see some of the lazy paneling at times. See, it's like the same panel, 3 exactly of the same panel. So we see that a few times in this. So basically she meets at work. There's another misunderstanding. where, you know, she thinks like she's trying to get at him again and all this other stuff, and she apologizes. And work Froggy, she says gulp. She's like, if you're a frog, why don't you say ribbit at the end of your stuff, and like that. She's kind of like the My Hero Academia, kind of a bit like that. So then we go into chapter 5, Ryogoku's fist. And see, this is the guy I think we see in the color picture where he has, like, you know, we see him twice, and she shows him how she has like basically this Pokédex type of thing, kind of like Ghost Reaper Girl a lot too. And basically the spirit who's been haunting Ryogoku is Dahoa Rikoshima Doki, the great King Sumo Buffoon. And Buffoon makes me think of the goalie from the Italian soccer team that won the World Cup in 2006. So basically his blood, you can see like it can work as basically like a magnet, and they can track like a thing. And he's doing sorcery and sumo, so he's wrecking the building, and he was hired by Maruyama. So this has like elements of like Ghost, like, you know, BeetleJuice, Scooby Doo, Ghostbusters type of thing. If you know Ghost Reaper Girl or Parasite, it's a lot like that. So like in Ghost Reaper Girl, instead of Clo Love, he's basically, you know, SirJinta. And then instead of Kai Odd, we basically have Manaka or Manaka, however, Manaka or Manaka, and she's basically the one protecting him, but they both help each other and like that type of thing. So it's kind of like a bit of a reverse gender on that one. So this is the toughest opponent she has to battle so far, and it's pretty cool though. You know, it's a decent chapter. You can see how the blood draws him out. So it shows he's got a use. Phantom Seer, we had the female, like he's a sacred blood. And if you remember in Phantom Seer, like they had the thing where she was the special thing and all that other stuff. So anyways, this is probably my least favorite of the 6. Chapter 6, Lies Become True. So you can see Keroru gives him this necklace that he can wear, but if he wears it too much, it'll crack. So this way, they can't detect the sacred blood, and it even works on Manaka. There you can see the older sister, Matsuri, and then the younger one, the second sister, Matsumi. So they're watching like some superhero thing, and she's a little bit like Arthur from Fire Force, where she's almost like the King Arthur, like the fantasy thing and everything. But I think it's kind of cool, the cohabitation. You know, they'll fall in love eventually and get married or something like that. So if you like Bone Collector, you like stuff like that. So I'm hoping this will keep going. But this is the most like Ghost Reaper Girl, even though it's on a hiatus right now. But it's like a bit, like with a bit reverse gender, reverse strength type of thing. Instead of Chaos, you know, you have Nyarlathotep, who's also powerful in that, but it's a lot like that. If you like Ghost Reaper Girl, you probably like this. If you like Bone Collector, you probably like this. You know, it's even though it's like a rom-com gag, action, occult, mixed yokai type of thing, I kind of like it. So they play a prank on her, where she thinks the superhero stuff is real and this and that, like Amazing, whatever his name is, and like she goes, this one is when the young girl gets a little annoying, where she's talking and the way they kind of make Downtown Red, they kind of make all her stuff go. But see, his sister looks a lot like the one in the wheelchair, so it's kind of lazy at times, but I think the older sister's attractive. So you know, but like I said, it's pretty good. I'm mostly waiting to see who the feline girl is, because I think she's going to be like one of the most interesting characters. We can see the sisters, so we see like the skull guy. See, there's like the skull guy that we see from the sumo, but then see something evil basically came out. So I think that might be the evil thing that came out, because when we look on this screen, you can see there's the guy with more eyes, and I don't think that's the sumo guy. I think that's the sumo guy, even though he's got a different skull name. So yeah, if you have like Demon Princess, Ayasha, and all that other stuff, it's a lot like that type of stuff too. But like I said, I'm really holding out hope to see who this feline girl is going to be. I think I might try to cover some more chapters. It's pretty cool. I like the manga. I like Manaka, whatever you want to call her name is. She's a likable person. She's got a lot of power. There's something else going on, this and that. And basically they met when they were young, and he promised to marry her. And, you know, they go through a whole thing, and he doesn't remember, but she remembers, and the sister likes her, and they invite her in. So it's a lot like MoriKing and stuff like that. But anyways, these are the first 6 chapters of Tokyo Demon Bride story, and I hope you like this. Thanks.